Welcome to the 29th annual Mosaics Fine Art Festival. We are here down on historic Main Street here in St. Charles.
It always gets confusing, doesn't it? Main Street, St. Charles, and
which one is it?
Historical Main Street, St. Charles, Old Main Street, St. Charles.
I'm Kelly Lamb with Gordon Montgomery, and we should just put, when we do live shows, we should just say, so if it's 10 o'clock, we should say, we'll be on 10-ish. Because when it comes to technology, it's never in your favor when you're in the open space, the open environment, hoping everything is working out. So we are here with you. We are going to have a good time. We'll be here for about an hour having some fun. We're going to meet a couple artists. We're going to talk to Melinda and Denise, who are the people behind this magnificent event, which of course it would be nothing without all of the incredible volunteers and board members. Some young girls from Orchard Farms High School just came in to check in to help deliver water to the artist, and so there's all kind of things happening. But when we were setting up this morning, there was literally nobody on the streets. It's really different to be down on Main Street when it's quiet and nothing's going on. And then now people are starting to come in, walk the streets, all the tents are open, and boy, the tents are going from one end to the other end. There is over 100 different artists from around the country that are here with us today, so really cool. So last night they have under their belt, it was from 4 to 9 Friday night, and now they're back on starting here at 10 o'clock this morning. It will go on until 8 p.m. And then, of course, if you missed today, they'll be here tomorrow on Sunday, 11 to 4 p.m. And it's a family-friendly event. It's free. There is nothing that costs you, of course, unless you're wanting to purchase some art or maybe go into some of the stores nearby and grab something to eat or shop. Of course, that's not free.
No.
But to come and enjoy yourself, it is.
Where did you go this morning to get us our breakfast?
Oh, my gosh. It's called Meow.
Meow.
I guess like in cat, but there's no cats in there. It is a bakery, and they're only open till noon. So they open at 7. They have kindergarten hours. So they're open from 7.
Did you say kindergarten?
Kindergarten. So from 7 a.m. to noon, they're open. And their bread is just absolutely mouth-watering, incredible. And I got the ham and cheese, which I don't think you've been able to eat yet.
No, it's still sitting back
It's
here.
probably hard as a rock. And then, of course, I had the quiche, which was delicious. They have all kinds of fresh bread. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible. So here down at the media categories, Gordon, they've got clay, drawing, glass, leather, metal, pastel, oil, acrylic, photography, printmaking, sculpture, watercolor, and wood. There's a super metal display, which is down down by the actual Q nightclub, the restaurant.
Yes.
Right in front of it is just all kinds of art. Did you see it?
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh my gosh, the pieces are absolutely incredible. One of our artists, she just showed up and she's carrying a big art piece. Maybe it would be safe to set it. I'm afraid she might drop it before she sits down. Maybe lean it up against the table there. That I think is we're going to be meeting Neshama. I think that's Neshama Roche that we'll be talking to that's coming up. They've got a total of $5,000 that's going to be awarded to top 9 artists today, which is incredible. So some of the things you can look forward to here, they have a Children's Village Creation Station. That's today starting at 11 to 4. The Foundry Art Center is operating the Children's Village Creation Station where children can create a one-of-a-kind art, which that's always fun.
Did you find out how many vendors they have, how many artists they have?
There's over 100. So
is it more than last year? Because it seems like there's just a ton.
Yeah, because
more.
It's going all the way down the street. So all it says is more than 100. So I'm sure when we talk to Melinda, she's going to be able to give us a little bit of an idea of what that is. And so what we'll probably do, since Neshama's down here and needs to get back to her beautiful art display down there, is have her sit down, talk to her, find out about her work, and then we can go from there. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. Why don't you come on over and sit down, and we'll talk to Melinda in a minute and have a seat with us. What should we do?
I just want you usually I would put it on like a carpet. So
Yes, and of course we don't have one. Should we set that maybe right here and then you could sit there, or what do you think
Here.
will be safe? I don't know. I'm gonna, while Gordon helps you get set up and ready to go, I'm gonna let people know who you are, who we're sitting down with. This is the fun part of being live. You never know what's going to happen or take place. So again, we're down on historical Main Street here in St. Charles at the 29th annual the Mosaic Fine Art Festival, and we're getting ready to speak to award-winning photographer Neshama Roche. She is actually here in St. Louis. She graduated from the Art Institute of Colorado in 2003, ran her own portrait and event photography business, and what I really love looking at is her Firefly universe, and you can actually see that if you go to neshamafineart.com. You can find out about her artwork, and that's NESHAMA Fine Art, and we'll put that in the Gordon can type her website in the comments, so if you want to be able to look it up and then be able to click over to Firefly Universe as well. So we were looking through your artwork. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got to get some things in our magazines. So I didn't mention yet because we had just started, but we have St. Charles County, Clayton, and Chesterfield City Lifestyle magazine. So we write beautiful stories every single month. We've got incredible advertisers that are in there, and they are basically the backbone of the magazine of why we get to meet people like you and write great stories. So it's wonderful to meet you. So I'm looking at your Firefly. So you kind of have two different, I guess, your photography of these darling kids and things that you do, and then the natural part of your artwork, taking outdoor natural scenery and turn into this gorgeous piece. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you and what gave you the passion to go from one to the other? Tell us a little bit about you. And it's Neshama, is that correct?
Yes,
Nice to meet you.
So were you best of show in 2023?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It was quite an honor.
I bet. How does something like that happen?
I don't know. I guess they loved me. It was really surprising.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it's the best honor you can get from
Sure.
a show.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants a piece of you then after that, don't they? So you got started how?
So I decided to go to school for photography in the 20s.
Let me go back to your bio.
The 03. It was,
The
I
03.
graduated in 03.
That's right.
2003. And that was after just realizing that I really, really loved photography. Art is in my family. My grandma was a painter and a drawer or an illustrator, as well as a musician. And then I had my dad and my uncle were both amateur photographers, and then I have two other aunts and uncles on my dad's side.
It's hereditary.
Who were also painters. Yeah, so the art is there, and or that talent, I guess.
Sure.
And so I went to school, and I really wanted to be a National Geographic photographer. So I loved
wow,
nature.
how exciting would that be? Oh my gosh.
I grew up in, camping, hiking, canoeing. So that was my love, my passion. Went to school, graduated in 2003, but then I got married that last year of school, and we had a baby, and I started taking pictures of her, and basically just fell into portrait photography because I realized that could also be artistic. So
Is that how Firefly Universe
That's how
was
Firefly
created?
Universe was created. I created that in school, that website, because I didn't want to just have my name. Everybody else was doing that, and I wanted to be different.
But
so.
why not? Got a cool name. Show it off.
Yeah, thank you. But so I did that for about 18 years and loved it. I love babies and high school seniors. They're my favorites. And I think that you can see my love of color and light and happiness in both my portraits as well as my nature photos now. But I did
I'm showing the one right now with the little kid on the railroad tracks with the suitcase opened up.
Oh my gosh.
And he's got the camera.
I love that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, that was a super cute shoot. So I did, though, lose my brother to pancreatic cancer in
Yes, I
2018.
read that. Sorry.
Thank you. That was my push that made me realize that life was too short for me to not be following my passion and doing what really, really made me happy.
Right.
So I decided after losing him that I wanted to transition my business from portraits and events to nature.
And I'm so glad that you were able to see that and take on your passion, because it is sad that sometimes we have to get to where something really just hits us hard or almost takes us out for us to realize that life's so short, because you know, to not live our passion and to keep doing the grind every day, you know. So good for you for doing it. It's just I wish we could figure it out a lot sooner, right? But you did.
Yeah, well, I think I made a huge impact shooting portraits and really capturing some very beautiful memories, and that's very special to me. But now I'm just doing something completely different, and I hope that I'm providing bringing inspiration for people, to whether that's just getting out into nature or exploring, or just following their dreams and knowing that they can, and just to really enjoy life as much as possible. And to find that happiness that is available to all of us, and the creativity and fun. That's what I want.
Right, right. So when we see your art piece down there, is what inspires you, and how do you take that? It looks like it's almost made into is it a
acrylic or something?
Yes. So I print everything myself on a metallic photo paper that has a subtle shimmer in it. So it really enhances the light and the colors and just brings it a little bit more to life. And then I have it mounted in between two pieces of acrylic glass, which gives it just a little bit of dimension. And then I put a custom made wooden frame. It's a inset floating 1.5 inch frame on the back with a wire hanger, so it floats off the wall. It's a very contemporary look. I have this piece here is from Florida, Perdido Key, and
wow.
It's a Merit Award-winning image from the Professional Photographers of America. So that's another.
Yeah, I see all kinds of awards on your page. I'm like, she's the
a
bomb.
huge honor too. My focus is not just sunsets. This does happen to be my favorite beach sunset that I have taken so far. But I have images from basically from California all the way over down to Florida, up to Virginia, up to Michigan and Wisconsin, and of course Missouri, Colorado, and many places in between. I have a lot of exciting places that I want to keep going.
Being able to see and make art out of it. Yeah. So
I don't know what's going on here, but I think I have two fireflies that are mating in front of me.
And they're making a heart.
Oh, wow. So that's
that?
super good luck. So I guess we have lots more love coming our way because of
You know what? Everything is connected.
Wow.
Just like your website.
They're going to have babies from being right here.
Awesome.
That was pretty amazing.
Gosh.
So your booth number is what today?
B049.
That sounds like a bingo. Bingo. So B049, which way are you closest, down by going towards the casino or down towards the foundry?
Towards the casino.
Casino, okay. And what will if people come by to visit your booth, what will they see? More of things like this?
Yes, I've got some bigger pieces, a couple of bigger pieces than this. This is a 30 by 45 inch piece. I have a couple of larger, then I have some smaller. And I also have some even smaller, like metal prints. Some of them are framed, as well as some prints, matted prints that you can just take home and frame yourself. So I have lots of different options and sizes to hopefully be able to bring inspiration and happiness into anyone's home with any budget.
And exactly, that's good too, because we all do have different budgets.
Yeah.
So Neshama Roche, again, you can go to Neshama. NeshamaFineArt.com.
Yes.
You can go to, but if you type in your name, you're also going to find you that way as well. Take a look at the Firefly universe, the darling pictures of the children. And I'm so glad that you found your passion. Thank you for taking some time to come down and say hello and show off your art with us. We really appreciate it. And we'll come down and see your booth as well a little bit later.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. You'll be here through Sunday. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Your artwork is gorgeous. We'll be in touch as well, because you'll be a great feature feature to be able to showcase. We'd love to have your photos in our magazine. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy your day.
You too.
So it looks like we're going to be getting the pleasure of also meeting Chris a bit. And I think that's probably her. I see her standing there holding her art piece. And please don't drop that gorgeous art piece that's going, walking away. So again, we are here at the down on St. Charles Historical Main Street for their 29 years. The Mosaic Fine Arts Festival
we've been
is
here for
going on.
3 of them.
Come on and sit down, and yours is a little bit smaller to hold, luckily, right?
brought a
we've
small
been here
one.
3 of them, and every time that some technical problem sets us up, and I'm like, that's it, we're not doing this again, and then here we are again.
And now it's working.
And now it's working.
That's the thing about technology.
You just never know.
Right when it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chris, welcome. I'm going to go over here to your page. We were taking a look and reading at your art, and you have definitely, to me, I feel like it's nature and whimsical all had a baby and came together.
Exactly.
So it's wonderful to meet you. Thank you for stopping by. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you for this kind of art, and did you start doing one thing and then all of a sudden went into this? Kind of how did you come into play? And we'll scoot you up just a little bit here.
Okay.
I know you got your art and your...
That's okay.
There you go.
Hold it. Well, yes. So I've painted my whole life, and I have loved to just do everything. I've worked with all the different mediums and all the different things, but I also love being outside, hiking, nature, and everything. So most of my artwork has trended toward outdoor.
Yes.
And I've been oil painting since high school, but very traditionally.
So you found that you had the love of art at a young age.
Oh, yeah,
We're amazed
that's
when
all.
someone comes over and says, I just realized that I had a love for this, a couple years ago or 5 years, and they're painting these unbelievable,
Yeah.
you never know, I guess, when we're so busy in life that
Right.
sometimes we don't realize the inner talent that we
Yeah.
have, and something brings it out, like you at 19.
Yeah. I know in elementary school, my grandma bought me my first set, but my grandparents were both artists too. So the
It's in the
flame was
family.
fanned.
My dad was an artist, and I didn't get any of the
My
talent.
grandfather was an artist. He was a cartoonist, actually. He did like cartoon stuff. He actually was going to get hired by Disney to do some stuff, and he never did it.
So the creativity is in your I've never seen you really draw anything, but you're definitely great at music.
Yeah, I'm not the.
And he's
Yeah,
very
all the
creative.
arts.
I've
Very
always wanted to
creative.
do painting. Kelly's got the paint by numbers upstairs.
I do. I got a butterfly that has like 5 little dots that I've filled in. I'm sure the paint's probably dried out. It's been sitting there so long.
The inspiration
Oh,
is out
yeah.
the window for the paint by numbers.
You know what? You just gotta find the time. That's what's hard, is finding the time. You know?
you got to make time.
So he could maybe be an artist and doesn't even
Doesn't
know
even
it.
know it.
You got to make time.
I got on your website, so you've got
Yeah.
nature with a twist, nature
Yes.
and realism, flowers and splurges. And they're
Right.
all so different.
They are. I know.
Does
So
it just
what
hit you?
Well, what I used to have on my website was nature and realism and splurges. 2 very different. I mean, to me, the style's the same. The technique is the same. The style's very different. And when we first started doing art shows, I was taking both lines, and the booth it was kind of confusing because people would be like, so do you do one of these and your husband does the other? And I'm like, no, I do both. And they were like, you can't do that. Well, I can.
Yes, you can.
I can. But anyway, so I probably did that maybe 4 or 5 years before I decided to, let's see what happens if I pull them together.
I'm
Yeah.
actually showing all the different styles right
Okay,
now, so people
good.
are able to see all the different
Yeah.
styles.
Do you
the
take
splurges are so cool because it kind of takes me back.
Yeah.
I'm old, so it kind of
Yes,
splurges
so
kind of take me back
too.
to the 70s.
Right. I know. Well, see, I grew up with
And
all
I'm kind of
that.
seeing a little
And-
bit of 70s swirl
Right.
in
Yeah.
that
Is it
too.
groovy?
So pulling
Yeah.
pulling the splurges into a real scene. So this is a real place. You could go there. It looks like this, only not quite.
Are you taking
And-
a photo and then
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
we do a
looking
lot of
at it and kind of just
hiking
becoming whimsical and
Yep.
splurging?
Right, and so I'm kind of painting the way that the light filters through the leaves and the wind blows. So the trees, I love the swirlies in the trees and
It's playful.
playful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been fun, and ever since I
pulled those two together, that's pretty much what I've been doing. So when I go to art shows these days, Nature with a Twist line on my website is what I take.
Okay.
Is the one with the water with the rocks is one
Yes.
of my favorite ones. That's
Yeah.
nature and realism, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
but what
and I
you
have
have with you is this.
Yeah.
Do you have smaller, larger?
I do. I have the original oil paintings, which is what this is, and then when I get an oil done, I get a digital scan of it.
Okay.
So I also do limited edition inkjet printing on canvas, and I
Okay.
do all of my own printing and everything, so I can offer 2 or 3 different sizes.
And then so do you just do you travel around to the art shows? Do you also have a place where you can go to where they're on display?
Yes. I'm from Iowa. And
so
we
back
have
home.
always had, we've had an art gallery for 38 years.
Oh wow.
We've retired from that because we're never home because we're
Always
traveling
going around.
Yeah. But
What a fun job to
Yeah.
just travel
I mean,
around
it's
to different states.
It
and
is fun.
Go to art
It
shows
is
and meet
fun.
so many new and different
Yeah.
people. That's lovely.
yeah, it
Do you
is.
paint while you're at an art show? Do you ever
No.
paint live?
I there's a couple where I have, but
I try not
it's
to.
I try not to.
Well, I guess you're talking to people. You're
Talking
busy.
to people, yeah, and
you
it's
know.
messy. You know, I oil paint, so I have to have all the mediums and get the paint out. It's
Yeah.
messy, and then there's the cleanup and everything. But I don't mind doing it.
Is there a scape that you haven't done that you want to do, that you want to go see personally and do that?
Oh, yeah, I have a long list of places to go.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
How long does it usually take when you do something like this, a process like that? Are you a fast painter? Is this something that take days or months or
Months. I'm a very slow painter, and well, I shouldn't say I'm slow. The process that I use is very slow because it's a lot of layers. Like this one, I don't know how many layers it has on it, but each one of the colors has a different layer, and you can kind of see. Start with the background, and I work my way forward, and then
Yeah.
it gets a little more detailed as I go. So, and I'll work on it until it needs to sit and dry, and then it needs to sit and dry for a couple weeks so that I can do the next layer so the colors don't get muddy.
Sure.
Because I like punchy colors, and I need them to be
to dry?
bold.
See, I'm one of those want everything done now, so I
Yeah.
could never be an
No.
artist because I'd want to do it in
Well,
a day and it would
you
just be a
can.
hot mess.
There are techniques where you can do that. It's just not the way I do it. I
Right.
do it kind of very old, traditionally, like, you know, Rembrandt style.
Sure. So if you want to see, we'll make sure and put this on the show as well. Chris Abit Art. So Abit is spelled Abigt. So
Right.
Chris Abit, Abigt Art. You can go to her site, see her work, find out about, you know, her kind of where you brought the natural world and the spiritual world together
Yeah.
as one on canvas.
Right, yeah,
And where is
exactly.
your booth at here
I
today?
am 14, so I'm down in
Heading
the,
towards the casino.
right.
And
Yep, at
okay.
the very beginning,
my nose is tickling.
14 in or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
Block A is what they call it.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much
You're
for coming
welcome.
by,
Yeah, I
showing
actually
us
love
your
your work. I think it's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, you
Yeah.
have to come down and look
I
at it
will.
all.
Yes,
I will. I looked
absolutely.
a lot of it online too.
Okay,
Yes, it's
good.
really cool.
Thank
Good.
you so much, Chris.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Gosh,
Thank
that's
you.
just the people that just now 2 of them. That's just 2 of over 100 different artists here with different styles. Like we said before, they have clay, drawing, glass, metal, pastel, oil, acrylic, photography, printmaking, sculpture, watercolor, and wood. There's so many different types of artists. It's kind of something how somebody finds their style and what they want. What they want to do as art. So do you know what the oldest art in the world is? What it is and how long ago? As far as we know.
As far as we know,
Yes.
I would say it is probably. Well, is it? Are we talking back in biblical days?
I'm talking the oldest. Am I here to give you hints?
God's creation was the first art.
Oh,
There we go.
there he is. So the oldest known art is a cave painting discovered in Indonesia that depicts 3 human-like figures and a wild pig, and it's estimated to be 51,200 years old. The painting was found in, I'm gonna just totally butcher this, but Lane Karampong, yeah, totally wrong, Karampong, maybe that was it, cave on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. It's considered the oldest depiction of storytelling and figurative art in human history.
Wow.
So there you go.
There you go.
51,000.
51,000.
What is the world going to be like in
is the Earth even that
51,000
old?
years
I know they say
from
the Earth
there?
is like so many 100,000 years old. But you know me.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm not going there.
He's only taking it back to God.
There we go.
And we just started Holy Rolling with Gordon. Well, are we going to get to talk to Melinda and Denise? We went a little bit backwards because the artists were here and we knew they had to get back to their
girls.
post. So come in here. So again, it started on Friday. It is now in the Saturday and we'll go into Sunday. It's 10 to 8, so 8 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow it'll be here from 11 to 4 a.m. And then Melinda and Denise are going to go home and sleep for a week, along with all the wonderful volunteers that are here. So again, we're down on historical Main Street here in St. Charles for the 29th annual Mosaics Fine Art Festival, and it's just, thank goodness, it is a gorgeous day. We kept watching what the weather told us, or that it was going to be rainy all weekend, and I'm like, oh no, we're coming up with plan B of where we would be, and here it is. Instead, we're sweating. But I'd rather be sweating than rain taking people's tents away in a monsoon or something down here. So 29 years now. Have you, Denise and Melinda, so the camera right there is on you. How many years have you been doing it?
Not 29 years.
Okay. Or you would probably just be completely
we
gray
look
and
really
look
good.
100 years old.
So since 29 years, so let's talk year one. How many artists do you know were in year one?
Yeah, like starting.
Yeah, and it was actually 30 years ago.
dragonflies
We
are still with
We
us.
skipped a year from COVID, so it's
Oh.
our 29th festival.
That year didn't even
We've been
exist, by
around
the
for
way.
30 years.
We should just not even ever, like,
I know.
it just didn't even happen. What a
Blip.
fake
little
year.
blip, yeah.
A blip in the world.
But no, neither one of us were around, so I have no idea how many artists they had the first
Now
year.
it seems there must be more than last year, or you've changed because they're all the
lot-
way down to the
seems like
foundry.
a lot more since last
Yes,
year.
we've definitely grown since
Oh my
last year,
gosh.
and taken the whole street up all the way to the north
And I'm
end.
sure it's hard saying no to some artists, I guess, because you what do you call that when you select your artist? Jury.
Yep.
So, and not everybody can be
Right.
part of it.
Right.
And I guess you're looking, because when we see all the different categories that you have, which is so many, I guess that takes really time to figure out who you're choosing to represent that style.
Yeah, I mean, well, and we want to make sure it's fine art, not craft. There's lots of craft festivals, but we want to make
Sure.
sure it's really true fine art. So yeah, the jury takes its time going through and more than once looking
Right.
at all of their art submissions, their picture of their booth, their description of what inspires them, just in general, to make their art. So
yeah, and their whole process on
Yeah.
how they're creating
Right.
all these beautiful pieces.
Just meeting two people, which was so nice. We always love when we get to meet some of the artists and find out their inspiration and when they started. I think one time, one of the years we were here, we interviewed somebody that just been maybe an artist for a few years. They found
Yeah.
their gift, and it's like, gosh, I hope I find my gift someday. I don't know what it is.
stop.
Shopping.
you have so many.
We all know Kelly's
Shopping.
gift. Kelly's gift. Yeah, shopping and talking. Talking and
Can
shopping.
you get a scholarship for talking? I don't
Yes,
think so.
yes.
Usually you get put to the back of the room or put in the hallway for talking, so I'm not sure that's so good. Now, are either of you artists? Now, Melinda, of course, we know owns Romer's original Romer Originals.
Right.
The S, I was with the S on the wrong one.
lot of people do.
Jewelry, and it's right here in St. Charles, which my anniversary band that I got for our 5-year anniversary just recently is from Romer, and I love it. And it's jewelry is, gets to everyone's heart, doesn't it? But I love you. You're all about the original, and people know
that's art.
when they when they see your ring with that diamond in the back part, you know where it came from.
Right.
I mean, what a cool signature piece you guys have done. That's art, you know. And are you an artist, either of you, by
I
trade?
am.
Is that what got you involved in the love of being part of this event?
Yes, because I dabble in lots of different kinds of art. I don't think I specialize in any one thing because I
What's
love
your
to try it
favorite?
all. Probably pastels.
Really? That'd
But
be
I'm
beautiful.
working on oils to be better at oils now too.
My dad
and-
was always a charcoal, a pencil. He could draw. He could sit here and just
You
draw
just
you,
draw
just
anything.
right on. But then later in life, he started experimenting with acrylics and pastels, and I just find it incredible. People who have the gift of being able to see something and just turn it into this masterpiece. I mean, I can't hardly do a stick figure, so you would know what it was.
I just had a birthday, and Tom asked me what I wanted, and I said, I think I want a pottery wheel. And he's like, oh, because you need another one to play with.
Ooh, you two could do like a scene in
Ghost.
In Ghost.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come up
He did
behind
mention
you.
that, yeah. He's like, where
might
I
be
get
on
you
that.
this?
Where is this show going? Before you guys showed up, we literally had 2 dragonflies land, and
Really?
They were
actually-
mating.
they were mating right here in front of
They
us.
were doing a scene of Ghost right here in front
Now
of
we're
us.
talking about ghosts
so
and
I'm
pottery
thinking that's a
wheels.
sign. I'm not sure, but I'm going to look it up when
It
we
must be a
leave.
sexy day.
So, sexy Denise, so are you an artist as well?
I have my background's in graphic design.
Okay.
And I've recently started working in stained glass. So that's
that's
a
cool,
new
too.
thing. Only a couple years.
Oh, look, he's back.
They're
Oh.
back. They love us. The thing is about stained glass. See, now a painting, you could maybe just smoosh it up and start all over again. You break your stained glass, you're done. You need a new piece.
Well, yes, but you save those pieces because now
Oh,
you have smaller
turn into
pieces into something for another project.
But you get
Yes.
cut so much. I didn't realize how much
Yeah,
you get
but
cut.
there's-
I'd play with that too.
Yeah, it's
There are band-aids involved
I'd
in
be
stained
stressing
glass
all the
work.
time doing that. Wear some like rubber gloves. So how long does it take to put on an event like this? When do you start? Like tomorrow or Monday when it's over? No, you sleep for a
No,
week.
yeah.
January.
January.
Yeah. I mean, we'll kind of have a wrap-up meeting in November to just go over ideas, things that we want to change, things that we want to make better, things that we realized we didn't have that we needed, but January is really when
Yeah.
we
When are
start
people
meetings
allowed
again.
to start making a submission to be
November.
able to be?
November.
So before you even start planning, you've already. What is the website that they go to be able to? If there's an artist that watches and says, "I'd love to be a part of this," what is
So
the process?
we go through zapplication.org, which I think most artists are familiar with because so many art festivals use it. And it allows them to go out and submit their application. We don't close applications until like March of next year, so it leaves it open for
They
like
give-
a good 5 months. So
Oh my gosh! Then you have so many.
yes.
How many do you? So you have more than 100. So do you know how many exactly you have?
I think we had close to 200 this year submissions.
Oh my
So the
gosh!
jury narrowed it down to like 100, and I think we invited maybe 115, knowing that some people it would be a
Things happen,
conflict, or
sure.
and then we always have some cancellations at the end of health issues or car trouble or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so it's definitely a narrow down process. But
Yeah.
the more the better, because then we can really,
We
The jury
get
can pick and choose,
Yeah,
yeah.
we get the variety, the
Do
huge
you do
variety.
kind of
we
a
have.
silent pick where you don't, and then see who, or
Oh,
do
yes,
you,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you sit down and discuss it then, and then some might be a majority that you all picked, so that made that easy, right?
Well, we kind of do it on a point system. So there's 4 or 5 people in the jury. They all choose a certain, kind of like a score in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So if we're using 6 as the best, you choose a number based on all the things that you're looking at, which is, their art itself, their presentation of their entire booth, how unique it is, how they present it, because, framed pieces present much better than unframed pieces in certain mediums, and so all of that is looked at.
So
Their
no
pricing structure too.
No $1 million art pieces of a toilet roll, empty toilet roll that's stuck on a board going around here.
It would probably get a very low score.
Do you remember that?
No.
Remember the art
I thought you were
pieces,
making it up.
No,
It's like a
the
whole
crazy thing, like with the
installation
yeah, they're like a
of-
crazy, just sticking on a board, and it was like this art piece. You don't remember that? You might have to Google it.
Beauty is in the eyes of the
Yeah, I think it was a
beholder.
toilet
True.
roll, or
I mean, there's some crazy
giant
things out
white
there.
canvas with
Yeah,
one
with
red dot or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
yes.
It's like, what is that?
Yes, for
I know.
$50,000.
And
yeah.
everybody will see that red dot differently.
Yeah.
It will speak to them in a different way.
Yes, it will.
Are you those people that go into like art galleries or the History Museum or whatever, and sit back and take it in and see what you take from it? Do you do that deep art?
I
work?
have done it at galleries, but not at like the art museum.
Did you go to the Art Van Gogh? The Van
I
Art
didn't.
Van Gogh, the Van
No,
Gogh,
I didn't. I missed it.
That was pretty
Yeah,
mesmerizing.
I heard it was really
Yeah.
cool.
Because you
The
felt,
whole-
I felt a little part of his life a little more, and then the way they would canvas it along the walls, and it was pretty spectacular. Actually, it's crazy to know though how many artists are insane. So, yeah. So, do you find that a lot of crazies down here?
Well, I might be one of them.
Are you there yet?
I'm kind of feeling that way this morning.
I know. Oh yeah. Do we want to talk about that?
What is it about you think your brain is just so creative that it makes you go? I mean, so many famous,
I know.
artists from our past have literally they've gone crazy.
I mean, we
Crazy.
are in our heads a lot.
Is
Know,
that
us
you
artist
think?
types.
That's what it. That dragonfly is
it.
all over you. It's trying to mate with you now.
It loves me.
But I do find that kind of intriguing that so many, are.
Yes, are just so focused and entrenched in what they're creating, and
Even
they're
musical
not-
artists, a lot of
Yeah.
them are cuckoo
yeah.
for Cocoa Puffs,
Right. Yeah.
And I guess it's just some part of the brain, the way it's, just so deep into what
Yeah.
they do, they can't come out and have the human, experience totally. I don't know.
I don't know
I'm gonna
either.
have to research
It'd be an
this.
interesting thing to talk to like some psychologists about.
Absolutely.
maybe an idea for next
I
year.
know. Let me know when you're having the psychologist on your podcast.
Maybe we need to have one next year.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just
To
to
interview all the different artists.
The artist and
That would
see,
be- I'll try and
you know
find us
what,
one.
Yeah, I know there's probably some crazies on this street. You just don't want to tell us. Hopefully, no one's cut off their ear or anything like that.
Psychologists just walk down and look at them all and go, I think we need to talk to this one. I think we need to, just by the way their art is, So when we talk about judging these, is Best in Show like per category?
We let each judge, every year we pick a different judge. So we let our judge decide how they're actually going to judge all of the artists. Some of them do it by category, some of them don't. So yeah, it's
Are
just,
they artists?
So how many Best in
Most
Shows?
of them, yeah.
How many Best in Shows get picked?
There's just one best of show.
Which we met.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause-
For last
Yes.
year.
She was here.
Yes,
Chris.
Nishama was last year. And then we do 8 award of merit. So,
Okay.
and they're all equal. So
I guess I got confused because I saw Best in Show, which was the artist we interviewed.
Nisham.
And then
Nishama.
I thought I saw another one, so that's why I asked the question.
Okay.
So I
Maybe
must
it
have
was
looked at
another
merit.
year or
It was the
something.
merit. No, it was probably
Oh,
the
okay.
merit.
Maybe, or they could have been
Award of
another
merit.
year or something like that.
Yes.
I mean, that's quite an award to be able to,
Yeah.
to be able to say that you were selected out of all of these. And then by having another judge, a different judge every year, that allows, because everyone has a different eye,
It's
right?
very subjective. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do
Yes.
have some artists that are here every year. So I don't want the same judge judging the same artist too. I like to have a
Have
new.
you ever had the same artist win?
Oh, I don't know. Not since I've been here.
I don't think we've had the same artist win Best
Okay.
of Show, but
Yeah.
sometimes our award of merit are
Yes.
artists that
Yeah.
you may repeat from year to year.
What do you-
That's
Like 2
interesting because
years,
it's a
yeah.
different judge, but they're
Different-
still picking.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. What is a merit award? What are they looking at to be able to win that kind of award?
There's lots of different ways that they look at the art, composition,
The way they've
the
even
use
set
of
up
color.
their.
I mean,
okay.
yeah. I mean, even they'll even look at the overall, display of their booth and how they finish their pieces. You can have a beautiful painting, but if it's not finished off right, it's not going to have the same wow effect as something that's beautifully framed.
Yeah.
So there's so much that goes into it.
Tell us a little bit. Next door to us is the Children's Village Creation Station. Tell the parents and family out there what's going on in there if you're down here with your kids.
Get that one to you.
We've got actually the Foundry Art Center is hosting that creation
Oh,
station
okay.
this year. So they've come up with projects for the kids to come down. It's free
Looks
to
like
all children.
Pipe cleaner sculpture, a moving butterfly, paint and weave sculpture, and then a squeegee painting.
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Which
fun.
I want to go down and see some of these today.
Just go and have a little bit of fun.
You just put your kid hat on and go on down there and
Just
create.
kind of go on my knees so I look like a kid, or
That
just
might-
we'll go grab one and use it to get in there.
Right, borrow
Borrow
it.
a
Borrow your
Borrow your
child.
kid.
That's a whole new business you could have. Borrow a child, like when you're gonna go see
Get
a
the
kids
cops
movie.
called on you. They say, "Can I borrow your kid?"
You know, you want to go see a kids movie and you feel like maybe I shouldn't be going in there by myself, and you borrow a kid, or you want to go into the art place and you need to be a kid. It's borrow a
Yep,
kid. I
borrow
think
a
that could be a
kid.
whole new business.
Grab your niece and nephew.
Jimmy got it going on. So you've got the Kid Village going on, and you said that the Art Foundry is putting that on or hosting
Yeah, they're
that.
hosting that
Are
for
there
us.
some other things that are going on down here along with the artist?
Right next to us, we've got the art shop for kids also. And that's for kids up to the age of 14 to go in without their parents.
Oh.
And all of the pieces that are in there are donated by the artists that are here. And the children can go in for $5 or $10 and choose a piece that really
cool.
jumps out at them.
Yeah.
Because even as a child, they're going to have a sense of what makes them happy.
What a
as far
great
as
way to
art goes.
introduce
Yeah.
them to the world of buying fine art.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
and
great
not
idea.
have their parents' influence on it. you know?
Yeah,
So
but then
It's
you're
always interesting to see how the kids come into, because some of the children are purchasing for themselves, but other times it's like, oh, there's a bracelet or something. I'm going to get that for my mom.
Aw.
So
It's so
it's
sweet.
It's very sweet.
that's
and then
that's a good kid.
sometimes we have parents standing outside the door and they're like,
No, maybe.
you know, and they're trying to
Cheaters.
direct them. I know. We're like, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Cheaters. So, what inspires you to want to? Because it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of work. What inspires you to keep saying, okay, number 30 is going to be next year? What keeps you going?
The artist for me. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely the artist. I mean, just seeing their passion for what they do.
Art changes the world.
And
It
yeah,
does.
and just and bringing, we're a unique festival, like we said earlier, that it's a fine art festival, and just it's unique to the area. So
And
we love
goes
that we
one
can
way.
bring some other type of festival.
Yeah. Because we're the only
To
one that's
St.
in
Charles.
Charles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The
And
only
what a
fine art
universal
festival.
language, like we kind of, when you think, we always love when we travel and go somewhere. I always say, we're going to bring home a trinket. So you call it special things a trinket. But bringing something home from another culture or another country or another state, and bring it to your home. The only thing we've learned, though, you're not supposed to take rocks.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah, like we were in Hawaii, went
Especially-
to
yeah,
visit our
Hawaii.
friends, and I of course, grabbed a beautiful rock
Yeah.
from the ocean so that I could bring a piece of it back with me. And she said, that is bad luck. You never want to bring take home
juju.
bad juju.
Oh,
if
I have
you-
so much bad luck in my house.
Yeah, well, you need to get those rocks and ship them back to where they need to go. Just ship it to Hawaii and let them have it back, or wherever it's from. Yeah, they say you're supposed to leave that there, that you're taking part of the earth and their culture, and
Oh, no.
I guess it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Making the island smaller.
I
You're
don't
taking
know.
rocks
Yeah,
out.
I don't know. So we immediately went back to the water and dropped it
Put 'em back
and
in.
said, "I'll go buy a trinket. I won't take a rock." So we brought home the little turtle, right?
Turtle, yeah,
Little
but with
turtle.
store bought,
Yeah.
store bought
Or no, craft
stuff.
from an artist. We actually
Yeah.
bought it on the streets at an art
Yeah, they were
show.
having an art fair down there too.
Yeah, we went
I
through
thought
it.
you were
Over
just
there.
say then you just went to the ocean and
Got a
captured
real
a sea
turtle.
turtle.
And that artist took it from the ocean.
We
So
would be
yeah,
in jail, is what would happen if we did that. So again, this started yesterday. It's going through Sunday, and you're going to ask a question
the
about
music. I can't believe how many different music artists you have here. I mean, I've already counted 11, and you say and more. So it's like,
So what time is music?
and it's different
today and
types. We
tomorrow?
got blues,
Yeah.
we got jazz, we've got different types of bands. It's really cool.
Well, we've got 3 different stages going. We've got a stage all the way at the north end by the Pet Pavilion, which we haven't even talked about.
Okay.
And the Children's Village. And then we've got one kind of a smaller one here by Q, and then another one all the way up at Jefferson.
So let's start then down by the Art Foundry. You said you have the pet.
It's a Pet Pavilion.
Pet
so it's
Pavilion.
Artists for Adoption Pet Pavilion.
Okay, we're not going
it's-
anywhere near there.
Yeah,
No.
If there's animals down there
Yes.
that need a home,
there are.
I will stay at this end because
Because
it's
Olive
very-
doesn't need a brother or sister.
Olive has a brother, and she doesn't need anyone else.
Yeah, we don't need another
Oh
one.
my gosh, that child is something.
I didn't know Olive had a brother.
I know one.
No one does.
We always say this all the time. Poor Louis. Louis
Louis
gonna be in the
needs a book.
second. Louis gonna be in the second book. Yes, poor Louis. I call him Little Woozer because he will literally be like taking a ride in the golf cart and stop to get the mail. And Olive's in the middle, and Louis on my lap, and someone's like, "You're Louis." Oh my gosh, what's her name? And Louis like right there, just what happened to me? So he's a little chocolate poodle that looks like
okay.
an alien.
I was just going to ask you if he was a bulldog too.
No, they would stop at him first, but yeah, they just pass right
right
over and go
by
right
poor
to Olive.
Louis.
So back to the pet pavilion that we will not be going by.
So yeah, it's Stray Paws Adoptables is
okay.
running that, and I don't know. I haven't been down there yet to see what they have, but
Sure.
they were going to bring some puppies and some kittens. Last year they had an older adult dog, and there was a lady that sat with that dog for hours and ended up adopting her.
Oh,
Which
that's good.
it's always harder to adopt out the older ones. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
really great.
Oh, that little
Yeah.
senior citizens. And then what else is down there? You said something. There's
the Children's
music,
Village,
of course. Children's
and then
Village.
the music, and then
Okay.
of course all the artists. So
And
yeah.
then the artist, and then you come up, and then you've got a band and music that will be in the center that will change off. And then now the Mary Hediger, which everyone misses Mary.
Yes.
I love that she's staying. Her name is staying involved with the art fair.
Yeah.
So you have the Memorial Art Shop for kids, and that's the one we were talking about where they could
Right
go
here.
in and buy the
Yes.
art then from her. And then the Robert Pink Memorial Music Stage.
That's the one at Jefferson.
So I hope the memorials don't keep growing because that will make us sad, won't it? So
But when you've been around for 30 years,
it's eventually things,
yeah.
yeah. And then you have the Joyce Rosen Founder Scholarship Art Display. So tell
Yes.
us about that.
So that is behind us here, and also right by the info booth for people that are coming down. And we ask high school art teachers to nominate students and drop off their artwork, and they are in running for different scholarships from us also. So we've got, I think, 9 pieces of art this year.
Wow.
From different high schools around the area.
How many board members do you have to be able to make sure that all these things are going on? Is there anyone or anything you need to mention? And
Yeah, we have 4. No, I'm just kidding. I think we have about 15
Yes.
right now.
yeah, and they all take
volunteers.
on a project
Yeah,
then to
yeah.
be able to
And then-
handle all these different areas.
And then down here, the whole 3-day weekend
Yeah.
from dawn to dusk kind of thing.
Oh,
So
my
also, the kids art shop where
Yeah.
the kids are buying the art for the $5 or $10. Those proceeds then go to fund the scholarship for the high school student art contest.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So it's all just artists
Yeah.
donate, the kids buy it, and it
Goes
gets
back to the kids.
to the
Yeah.
older kids.
You know, art is it's I mean, math is, we don't realize how much we use math, how valuable it is. And art is, there's so many facets to how it helps to inspire and the growth of your brain, I guess. And I find it incredible that schools want to possibly remove art from their curriculum, and looks like we have a bride and
we have a
groom.
bride and groom going by.
Sorry, I just got squirreled at the start of their honeymoon.
Like they belong on the top of a cake.
They should be on a cake. They're gonna get some. They didn't realize there was an art fair when they came down to get some photos, I guess.
Or maybe they wanted some art for them.
Yeah, maybe they want some art for their photos. But art is so valuable. Do you find that you're getting more and more high school students involved in the program, or do you find it harder to get kids involved in the art programs? Where do you see art growing?
As far as the Joyce Rosen scholarship, it's a little difficult because of our timing.
Okay.
Because it's more on the teachers as far as
And school
getting
just
the art
started.
to us. Yes.
Maybe
So we
they
try
should
and-
start.
We do.
the year before?
We do.
Okay.
We let them know in the spring, but then they're just getting ready to get out of school, so we're going to even back it up and start letting them know even earlier, just to keep it on
like
top
right
of
now,
mind.
the beginning of the year,
Right.
for next year.
Yeah, yeah,
Give
but
them
we
the
have
year.
to go, out online and make sure we've got the correct list of teachers, since the teachers change and all that too. So
art is incredible. The artist that did the illustrations for my children's book,
Mm-hmm.
Olive, she's now an art teacher at St. Clement
Really?
Ladue, and they just love her. I mean, she's just adorable,
Yeah.
such a precious person, and she just had she started with her talent of doing portraits of pets.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and a lot of they were pets that had passed, and maybe someone wanted her the painting of it and that, and then she's just from there it was her first first time ever doing a children's book. I think you just have it in you, and you figure out to find a way for it to come out. But I hope that never happens in the schools. You have to fight against that that happening.
Yeah.
So tell us anything else that maybe I feel like we want to make sure there's nothing that we miss that's going on that's valuable about the event.
Have
I mean,
we
of
talked
course.
about maybe what if somebody wants to get involved for next year?
Yeah, well, we did talk a little
Good
bit
idea.
about going into the website that they have. It starts in November, but give a little bit more information
Well,
again.
and if anybody is interested in joining our board, like I said, we are a board of people just all volunteering. Some of them are retired, some of us still have full-time jobs.
And you don't have to be an artist to be a board
No,
member. 'Cause
not at
we ran
all.
into somebody that we
Yeah.
knew that's a board member. I'm like, oh, are you an artist then? She goes, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just here.
Yeah. I will say our treasurer is not an artist, so there's no creative working with numbers.
No creative bookkeeping.
Yeah, it takes some skill though.
Yes.
Just maybe not artistry, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But yes.
a patron of the arts. That's all you have to be. Just
Do you look
someone
for
that likes to
sponsors or donors of
We
your
do.
event? Okay,
Yeah.
so there's also that
Yep.
opportunity to be able to
Yep.
be a sponsor or a donor of the event.
And just volunteers for the weekend too. I mean, we have people that just volunteer on this weekend to help.
Is there anybody
Sweat
that
going in my eye.
that comes to your mind? And there goes somebody right now with a big art piece. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Not
oh,
a
I love this,
sculpture.
but
Yep.
now I've got to carry it. That's a feat on its own. That thing is half as big as him that he's bringing by. That looks like some of the art pieces that were down in front
Like
of
you.
Q.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
are
one
there-
of the smaller ones.
yeah, or he'd be having to use the golf cart there to
Uh-huh.
get them there. So, are there anybody that you need to mention that's part of this event that I'm putting on a spot that you don't forget? Don't you love that I just did that to you? I'm looking
I
at my
know.
notes and I'm like,
I know, on the spot.
There's so many.
there's so many. I
You
was
know,
looking
our
at my
entire
notes, so-
board, and Rochelle Brandvine
Yeah.
is our PR person. She helps us a great deal.
Sure.
Couldn't do it without her. But yeah, all the volunteers, all of our sponsors. I mean, I
Is there anything new that you kind of every year it's like something else kind of is added to the event that maybe wasn't? Do you keep it somewhat similar? It just seems to keep getting bigger.
we're always trying to just make it better.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
so whatever that takes, whether that's subtracting something or adding something or just tweaking something. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know that we'll keep trying to get too much bigger
Sure.
because there's only so much space that we really want to try and manage down here. But
Right.
but just better. you know?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Melinda Nolan, the owner of Romer Originals Jewelry here in St. Charles, who is heading up this event along with Denise Huff, right? Wolf, who is also the two F's on the end.
It's right there on
I'm
the
not.
name
I'm
tag.
looking at her eyes. I'm not looking at her chest. And actually,
back
I
to
think
the
her
whole
hair
ghost.
was
Her
over
hair
it,
was
too.
over it. Yeah, ghost thing is right there too.
Oh, he's trying to steal the show right there. Always those people.
There's always that guy.
One in every crowd.
He was the one in class that was the funny one. What do they call that? A class clown? I think. And you two together making this great event take place. Appreciate you coming and saying hello, especially having us here.
Oh,
and
thank you.
for now
Yeah.
on, I'm just going to say that the time of the show is 10-ish or 11-ish. It's not going to be ever because I don't know what it is. There's something in the zone here that's something since even though we're hooked in
It's
to the
crazy.
office.
It's like the audio wasn't working. Like it never does that.
I
And it's
know.
just
We
like
always
it
have
wouldn't do
issues
it.
down
You know,
here,
there
don't we?
must be ghosts or something
All right.
because when we were at the Fox Theater, We were talking about ghosts.
I blame it on the ghosts that night.
No, it was
Yeah.
really bizarre.
Really?
Everything blacked out. It was really weird.
But there are
Yeah.
ghosts on Main,
Yes.
Main Street, St. Charles.
There are
remember?
some ghost tours
Yes.
available.
I've
down
taken
here.
the ghost tour.
They're hanging out around us right now, but it was fun walking. I went into the office, behind us where is your headquarters, for everything. Tom Hannigan's, and it brought back memories, and all the magazines are still, lined up on the walls from Streetscape magazine, and mine's right in front of the refrigerator when I got to be on one of the
really?
covers,
Oh,
and I'm like,
cool.
oh my gosh, it was so long ago. It was kind of, just I don't call it nostalgic, but going back and thought of
Yeah.
Tom, and he'd love to see all this going on down here. So we all miss his funny sunny side and crazy antics and that. He was a prankster. It was so funny, but great guy. So this is a great event. If you haven't already been down here, make sure to come down. It is the 29th Mosaics Fine Art Festival. It's going to go till 8 p.m. tonight, and then it will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m., but only be till 4. So you'll want to come down. Don't think that it's going to be here in the evening going on. Come down during the day. People are walking their dogs. There's no golf carts or that you're allowed to ride through the streets like normal. Only the people that are working as volunteers to get people to and from. But you can walk the streets. I have seen a few bikes come through, which could be dangerous. A few skateboards, scooter, not a
Scooter.
yeah,
It is
not a scooter gasoline.
It is dog friendly, so you can bring
Yes.
your dogs down.
And
If
it
your
is free.
dog's friendly.
What?
If your dog is friendly.
If your dog's friendly. Yeah.
I was sitting over on the curb as I was waiting for him, trying to get out of the way as he's setting up, and people's dogs, they're looking at the art, so they're not paying attention, and then the dog's on one of those things, so it's like smacking me in the face as it comes by. Hi. Well, nice to meet you too. Thanks for the kissies. So come down, enjoy yourself. There's music. Now, if people want something to eat, that's going into the restaurants. There is
Yes.
food vendors and things like
The
that
only
going
vendor
on.
we have down here is hot dogs, and I'm not sure if he's set up today or not. But
Okay.
yeah, we like
There's
to.
plenty of places to eat
we
and
like
drink.
to support the restaurants.
Oh my
down
gosh,
here and
support
get people to go
local,
there.
shop,
yeah,
absolutely.
The shopping, everything.
Savers right behind us, which is
Oh,
one of our favorites.
cheeseburgers are
Yeah.
delicious. Yeah. In fact, we were one night coming home. We hadn't had anything to eat from coming from something, and we're like, "Where can we eat?" And we called, and they said, "Well, we close up at whatever, like in 15 minutes."
15
he goes,
minutes.
"We're on our way. Could we still come?" And he goes, "I'll wait for you at Burgers." So wait.
And that
for
says
us.
something because
Very good.
most restaurants go, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to be closing."
Yeah.
I mean, we
Oh.
went. Where did we go that one time? And we went in, and
Let's not say who it was.
We won't
'cause
say who it
like
was.
them.
Oh yeah.
but it was like
it was like 5 minutes to you're open.
Yeah.
And people were coming in the door, and they're like, "Oh, we're closing up soon." It's like
5 minutes.
If
It's
the
like,
owner,
soon.
it wasn't
Yeah.
the owner; it was the kids working. But it's like if I was
Them
the owner
kids.
and heard them like turn people out the door, what you do is say, "I'll be right with you," and lock the door behind them to keep.
Right.
From when it's closing,
Yes.
and then make their coffees or whatever it is. But anyway, that was that. So there we go. Let's just cut down businesses.
Oh no. We're-
But businesses stay open. If you're going to be open until 5, then be open till 5, and then go home after that, right?
Right.
Right.
And this art fair will go till 8 p.m. tonight, and they won't close up.
And you
on
can stay here till 8 p.m. with all the all the
yeah.
artists
Oh,
to
yeah.
look at, the music to listen to, the food to eat,
Yeah.
the dogs to
Take-
take home because you're going to go to the pet adoption. And
No.
give them one.
No, we are not. So thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for
Denise
having
Wolf, Melinda Nolan, thank you so much for coming down, talking about the fair, and for everything that you do to put on this magnificent festivities, that are going on, because it's a lot of work. It's
a lot.
Incredible amount of work.
Definitely
for all
worth
the
it,
artists
though.
that want to be here. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, In Your City show, we've been live here down at the 29th Mosaic Fine Art Festival. They are going to be here again, like we said, till tomorrow at 4 p.m. And you've got from the Art Foundry all the way down to where? Where do you think that last
First
booth-
First Capital.
Oh my God.
To Lewis and Clark's.
Holy, wear your tennis shoes, your comfortable shoes, because it is going to be a long haul for you to see all these great artists. So, well, I guess, until next year at the Mosaic Art Fair, yeah, if I come, I'm not going to show up next time. Makes my chest hurt when he's setting this stuff up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always get it working though.
You do.
I
but
always get it
till
working.
then, I'm a little bit stressed out. What were you going to say?
Nothing. Did you mention the magazines? earlier when I was setting?
I did, and in fact, in the St. Charles, the September style issue, you'll see roamers in there because of your lab-grown diamonds. That's art as well. That's like the new thing, which is, I mean, what do you need? I mean, obviously, people, it's not like you're trying to say it's not, it's a lab-grown diamond. That's what it
a
is.
diamond. Yeah.
I mean,
It's just another option.
Yes, and more affordable, and they're
affordable.
gorgeous. And you can put those in any style setting. So you can read that article in there as well. That's Sarah Hayek on the cover. She owns the Red Beauty Salon out in, is that New Melly? Out
Yes.
that way? Out
Yep.
that way. And this is an artist right here that's on the front of our Clayton magazine,
Oh, yeah.
Sherelle Speed. She actually owns a tattoo parlor, is that what you call it? Tattoo shop, boutique, on... what's that road? In
Delmar.
Delmar, the Delmar
okay.
Loop.
The Delmar
cool
Loop.
shop, all her artwork's in there, but she's got some really cool different pieces, and she's someone who realized her art, her innate talent later in life. And so she's on the cover. There's a story about her, and then the marketplace at the Abbey. Have you ever been shopping there?
I have not.
Okay, you're missing out.
Okay.
Good stuff. Over on Manchester, that's Laura Wilson on the cover, and she owns the marketplace at the Abbey, and they've got great stuff, and she just happens to carry all of the children's book too, so I get to throw that in there, don't I? We're actually heading over now to Pasiglia. It's a nursery that's over, is that Baldwin? I keep having to ask them where everything is, or Wildwood.
Wildwood.
Wildwood. They're
Off of
having
109.
a fall festival.
Yeah, I
so
saw
we're
you
going to
were
get
doing that
Olive
today.
and go over there and read to the kids.
Awesome.
So that should be fun. So you can get out of the sun now and quit
Yes,
sweating.
I know, cooking.
Get your information booth back here. We only had a few people thought we were the information booth. Don't you know who we are? Do we look like an information booth? Well, thanks for tuning in. Who's been listening? This will go up on our In Your City YouTube channel. You can watch it forever. You have nothing to do. Just go on and just rewatch this show over
Watch
and
me
over
melt
again.
forever.
Poor Melinda's over there sweating her patootie off. So, all right. Thank you so much. And until our next In Your City show, peace.